like a Daedalus to have some output, and that's not something Wind Ranger really farms fast. She just doesn't farm fast, period. So I think Navi's just got these heroes that can flash farm fairly well, and the Kotl and the Monkey King. They don't need too much items going on for the Razor. They can just kind of run around once the BKB's up. You've got great lanes coming out from Navi with Monkey King Chen. That's actually pretty aggressive. Playing with the Penitence could be great. And then the classic Marcy Razor, which, again, has been fairly 50-50 when we see it in some other regions. But if it does get pulled off, that's a scary lane to have to deal with as a Bloodseeker. So I like where Navi's going. I think having this more active here as well for Vichun is great news, because it did take a while for him to ramp up on the AM. Doesn't take as long to kind of hit your stride here on the Monkey King.
Certainly not. Even level 1 team fights to break out, though I highly doubt it with these kind of drafts. Beast Coast will take it easy for now, I think, and so should Na'Vi. Again, it's going to be a matter of whether you can control the Kotl this game, I think. We've seen Kotl just really take off and take over the game if you're not too careful. It's very, very hard to slow down this hero once it's had its start, and you get into that Solar Bind Dagon combinations, and everyone's just getting blown up left, right, and center. A very, very painful experience if you are at the other end of that. RV team fight down a bot lane. K1's hanging around, so is Chris Lux. Stinger is also going to move in. Big Illuminator fly out as everyone kind of ignores the bounty rune and just rebounds out of there. Gojira still trying to move in, but won't have any other spells to throw out. And it's kind of a bit of an awkward moment there, John. Sweden Strong just kind of running through the bounty rune and just rebounding out of there instead of picking it up.
Yeah, does lead to a better start there for Beast Coast. They're not going to be asking those same questions there. Still keen to see how the lanes do break out, though. Like, we are seeing very unconventional mid Wind Ranger up against Kotl. Really not something you see too often. I would say this is pretty much Kotl favored. Like, the one thing with Wind Ranger in lane, right? You want to leverage Wind Run. It wins you right-click trades. You have a great time. You see this build as well from Crystal going for the 4 branches, going for the stats, a little bit more damage in the right-click. But you can't really trade with a Kotl as long as you eliminate that. Level 1's going to be better. Level 2, level 3. Level 2 is still okay for Wind Ranger. Level 3 onwards is when it does start to get into the Kotl's favor, especially by level 4 going for, say, the 2-0-2. So no one is just going to be able to ride until that point. I don't see a kill threat coming out. And Crystal can try to farm up with a power shot. Again, it's just not as good as Illuminate when you consider the 2 spells. So the Kotl, I don't expect him to slow down too much here.
Certainly not. I mean, it should be a pretty, I'd say, easy lane for no one, but we'll have to wait and see, as we still are quite paused in this game number 2. Even the other lanes seem pretty standard. Like, maybe the top lane has a few issues here, like for Na'Vi, is Whisper on the deep pressure Monkey King, but even then you have plenty of turn potential. It's not going to be too hard for Vijun to just activate the Jingu Mastery and heal himself up. So we are going to have even more disconnects to come out, but you kind of see my point here, John. Like, it might just be very back and forth for the side lanes. And again, as long as the mid lane just goes well for no one, I feel like Na'Vi eventually just kind of take off with this draft. I feel like Beast Coast with harder to execute on their end of things.
Yeah, it's much more an edge. I think, considering their playstyle, though, from Beast Coast, considering what we saw from that last game, they can still kind of pull it off. Like, they do have a draft that can get really aggressive. They don't require too much farm on most of their heroes for their mid-game spike past the laning phase. And I think that's what they're going to have to rely on. Like, a strong start coming out for Whisper, early durability items for the Timbersaw, and for Chris Luck to just get his levels. I'm pretty open in the itemization on the Wind Ranger. I'm keen to see what ideas he has as well to build up on that hero.
Lane already a bit of a link coming out from Lace. The K1 to steal that damage away, and it can be very annoying for the Bloodseeker as well, this laning phase. Like, you having all and even with that, this happens, but Sweden Strong just gets rather aggressive and makes the jump in with the rebound, and the Dazzle yeah, sure, if you can get Poison Touch off and just right-click people, it's very, very strong. But the thing is, against a Razor and, of course, a Marcy, they're just going to turn on you every time. There's just no need for them to take that sort of punishment.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah. They don't have too much to wait for as well. It's just that classic combo. Level 2 is when it really starts to shine with the Dispose. Until the Dispose is up, you still have some angles away. So it's not the scariest thing in the world, and Beast Coast does hit level 2 faster. In comparison though, like Dazzle plus Bloodseeker isn't the scariest thing to play against. You don't have a stun to set up onto the Blood Right. Can't really keep anyone down. Up top, you're already seeing Solo great value out of his Purge Creep. Gojira not even able to find that Courier Snipe, and you gotta love how that Purge Creep just keeps burning you down. Out of mana now though, but that is annoying.
Oh, it certainly is, John. It certainly is. It's a fun one. Still, I mean, you know, it is what it is. So, not getting lucky is the luckiest anyway. He didn't get the mana burn creep, John. That's the real fun.
Nothing for
Yeah,
you.
well, once you get that up, you just can't do anything against it. But for now, he's got this little, this wild wing. Get the tornado away. She does a decent amount of damage, believe it or not.
Yeah, it does. You would rather the big one for some push-pull plays, but not going to be there quite yet. Very silent game. I mean, a lot of heroes dropping low, a little bit of a back and forth onto no one. Starting to get really down. I think the one combination you have is Thirst plus Power Shot, so you can kind of figure out where the Cottle's charging up outside of Fog and still get some good punishment off. But you are still seeing no one build up. 2 CS lead, not the biggest in the world, but you certainly aren't stopping that Cottle from getting that early farm there.
Where's yours?
No one
Radiant
having a very good
structures
time on that
are
keeper. Chris Luck, it's one of the things, like he can secure his own farm on the Wind Ranger, but he can't really slow down no one too much though. As I say that, that's a very nice shackles from Chris Luck. Not quite enough to secure a kill, but certainly starts threatening the life of no one. Chris Luck, next power shot, might actually have a chance of killing off this Coddle. He can land a nice shackles once again. And no one feeling quite as safe anymore on this keeper. Shackles this time around will not connect. No one can feel a little bit safer being a bit more aggressive on the keeper. Meanwhile, bottom lane, we jump in onto Lace. A lot of slows being placed here as Sweet and Strong does go for a rebound out just to make sure. And he will do so. Rebound back in onto the Dazzle. I thought is going to be there, though they are dropping rather low now on the side of Na'Vi. So K1 very, very fast on the Bloodseeker. No kills coming out down to this bot lane. Not quite yet.
Yeah, no kills anywhere here, Mike. Still a silent 0-0, though they'll try again.
They're trying. Lace is there. Stinger. Not sure that first blood. But K1 is going to be able to clean up straight after it seems. Sweet and Strong tries to Fairy Fire up through it, but it's not going to be quite enough. So you got the first blood bonus, but a double kill will go the way of K1. It's kind of hard to know who it's more worth for.
I think you're happy for Beast Coast. Sure, you don't get the bonus gold, but the EXP for Hector is going to be big. You're going to be closer to that 6, closer to that threat, after at least having the Rupture along with, say, the toss back from your 4th down the line. Gojira even shows up here.
Go after that Razor again, make the Walk of Shame back for Gojira. They've gone a bit too far on this Tiny and get punished as well. K1 is going to try and help out, but there's your static link being committed here from Lace to try and force him back, but K1's done a good job of keeping his Tiny alive. It out with his life intact, and Lace a little bit frustrated about that as Gojira thinking about even moving back in here on the Tiny, but does tend to just go back the other way instead. Maybe into the mid lane, trying to set up onto no one. Problem is, you don't have the easiest way of getting to that Keeper of the Light. He's a very fast old man, and with that, Gojira, he's out of there. Down to the bot.
Yeah, I think what Beast Coast is doing is really good though. Like, they understand they've got this offlaner that can just be left alone. They try to get active with a Tiny, just not leading to too much success just yet.
They are trying, but yeah, like you mentioned, not too much success yet. Jira back himself out once again and just accepts the fact that he's not getting the kills he wants. To be fair though, he has bought quite a bit of time for K1 to catch up in terms of CS here, so there is a positive to all this. but certainly not the impact you were hoping for, that's for sure. Thing is, if you are Gojira, it's not like you need to be at the top lane anyway. When you have a Timbersaw off lane, there's just absolutely no point in Gojira being around the Timber at this point. But right now for the Tiny, there's just nothing to do in the spot. Gonna try and put TP out, but is not gonna make it. K1 unable to really help out either. Just to kind of watch his teammate die while trying to TP.
Yep. Just nothing they can really do to stop Blaze from getting hits off, and they might go again.
They may. Onto the Bloodseeker. K1. He should be just fine to back his way out, but in terms of farm, he's not really finding as much as he would like at this point. It's certainly a bit of a struggle here for K1.
Yeah, you worry about his timings up against Vichun, who's had a much freer lane. The threat hasn't been coming out really from Whisper so far. He is pretty durable already in terms of, and they are starting to rotate up, trying to find Solo. But Solo's going to be pretty alright. He's got the chain lightning, so he's just farming up as well. And again, they're just getting what he wants.
Oh, the Boundless. It was on cooldown.
Top tower is under attack.
Unable to cancel the TP onto K1.
Double damage.
With that, Vichun, he'll stick around anyway. I mean, this is where he wants to play on the Monkey King, and he's had a very good laning stage so far on this Monkey King. Top of the net worth board. Just ahead of no one on the Keeper of the Line. So far for the side of Na'Vi, everything seems to be going their way. Stinger, gonna get a poison touch in, but this reaches out onto the Monkey King. Maybe they've got Vichun, who has overextended, but a nice new Mastery Balance strike. He's still alive, still standing his ground. They can't secure the kill. Oh, he's gonna make it. Can you believe that, Jonathan?
They didn't manage to get a really good toss back for the Rupture to really take effect. So, clump around. And again, they have pretty much 2 melee heroes, 3 melee heroes if you count the Tiny support, up against a Monkey King and Razor. So you're always going to be stuck next to them. That Monkey King range and just attack. And it gets really awkward if you don't manage to find that toss back. Like Gojira tried, not quite enough. And Navi's just want to find more. So take a look back there.
Yeah, let's have a look at this replay. I mean, they got the toss up. There was certainly quite a bit of damage coming in, but let's see where it all went wrong here. They get toss up with pump up. Plenty of damage, but he just hit the Boundless with the Jingu Mastery, and that was enough for him. Vichun just going for the Hail Mary, just trying to survive through it, and max Jingu Mastery, John. It's not even maxed, it's level 2, but it's more than enough apparently to get the job done.
Yeah, it is. You're lacking that burst right now on the side of Beast Coast. And again, you've got this great Rupture top. You need to toss trigger back. You do not want to give that opportunity for Na'Vi to stay alive. As we talked about from draft, they've got a lot of sustain in this lineup with the Illuminate heal and Solo with the Hand of God when that's available. They are clumping around here down bottom.
Chris already being caught out here on the Wind Ranger, trying to get his way up, and so much damage flying in. Already taken down. Maybe they can find Lace in the Razor, and they will do so, but what have they lost for this?
Dire's top tower is
He's
under
not making it out, and I don't know if K1 is either. Perfect Boundless strike out from Vichun, sticking right on target. Buybacks are incoming though. Gojira is going to try and rejoin the team fight, but they've already lost K1. They've lost Whisper now as well. Oh, disastrous team fight. Gojira, he gets tipped here from Lace. I'm not sure what that buyback was about. I'm not sure what any of the rotations were about, quite frankly.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, we've got to see a replay of that. I believe Gojira tossed back Whisper mid-chain.
Oh.
He might have been able to escape. He got the toss back. That I've never seen that kind of time. Yes, we'll take a look back right there when that fight broke out. As they are getting aggressively mid. They might get the second time, but get the angle here in that moment a while ago. They did manage to get the Rupture toss back this time around. They managed to drop down Lace. They will find that kill in first lock just running down, but it's the buyback. Again, it's East Coast playing aggressive, East Coast looking to turn things around. It just doesn't line up this time around. And take a look there, Mike. See Whisper chain away. See what happens.
Dire's top tower is
Oh, look at this. Kill's going across the map. We should probably get off this replay, have a look at what's going on. But
Radiant's bottom
that's a bit of a
tower
rough one, John. You can't blame
Dire's top
Gojira
tower
for
is
that.
under attack.
No,
He was trying to
absolutely
toss
not.
a creep or stuff.
Yeah, he was definitely not gunning for Whisper there. It's just the timing. And that's actually so hard to time that I don't recall ever seeing that, at least by accident. So, unfortunate. Na'Vi, again, off the back of kills they found earlier, running down Chris Luck once more, getting a few pickoffs here and there. It's starting to line up, and it just goes back to Beast Coast having this draft. Like, the Timbersaw coming out. Yes, Whisper is a phenomenal Timbersaw, but the hero's not been a great spot. Right, like he had a
Radiant's
slower
top tower
laning
is
start.
under attack.
He didn't really manage to slow down V-Tune this time. You've got Chris Luck in the Wind Ranger, who is going into the Maelstrom, so the damage output is going to be there. But realistically, who's starting these fights for Beast Coast? You can chain in as a Timbersaw. There's no follow-up. Gojira is miles away from a blink. You're not just going to comfortably run in here as K1 up against a Monkey King or a Razor. So the angles for these fights aren't quite there. And look at Sweden Strong.
Yeah, Sweden's right. He's just going right forward. K1.
Jeez.
This is the poor Marcy just taking down the pos one on East Coast.
Oh my
Sweden
God.
Strong, he's not even dying yet, John. He's out of there.
Top tower is
Oh,
under
that's
attack.
so demoralizing. Chris Luck, he's
Radiant's
going to try and fly back
structures
against
are
this keeper of the light. No one has actually gone too far. They go way too far in the end.
No, take
But I mean,
that.
it must be
Dire's
very
top
demoralizing
tower
though, as
is
the
under
Bloodseeker
attack.
pos 1 just died to
Dire's
the
top
Marcy
tower
pos
has
4.
fallen.
Not a great feeling whatsoever.
And I love what Sweden Strong did there. I mean, we've seen Sweden Strong shine since that DPC. He is just insane sometimes. You realize he has this angle, just unleash sidekick, and he doesn't care for the Rupture. Like, he cops so many spells, he doesn't even give it down. It's like, yeah, I bought space, I found the kill, I die, who cares? You know, and you get a little bit too excited about that, but you're seeing this
Caught out is going to go down. V-Tune able to pick him off this time around. Meanwhile, mid lane, Whisper going to try and go for a chains out. It does make it.
Dire's
John, I
top
realize
tower.
now why that the way K1's
Radiant's
actually the
top
same
tower
level
is under
as the
attack.
Pos 4 Master. Sweden's it's concerning as the Pos 1 Bloodseeker to be at the same level as the enemy Pos 4. It's not a good feeling whatsoever.
It's really not. I mean, Bloodseeker is one of those heroes where it doesn't feel great to play from behind. He is very EXP reliant. Like, you do want to get higher levels in Rupture. You want to get your talents up as well, because it's a massive amount of how you kind of get a lot more from your Blood Rage. So being cut off from those tools for K1 just cuts off a lot of his output. And BKB is going to be coming out slowly but surely. I think the big timing spell for Bloodseeker is going to be the Shard timing, especially up against tank heroes like, say, the Monkey King. That percent-based damage can be really, really effective, but it's still a ways off for K1 to have that, for Hector to find that farm. And the map has shrunk significantly. Bot jungle's invaded by Na'Vi. You've got V-Tune just going into his own BKB, Maelstrom, Echo Saber up. Travel's already up and no one. And they're just ready to sprint around here in Na'Vi if they wanted to. Again, just think about the sustain. They are jumping solo though. Whisper.
I might find this Whisper. Yeah, he's gonna have an arm.
Is judged.
Chains will be there in time.
One
Whisper
less voice in my head.
gets it done, and Solo's just been playing kind of solo this whole game. John on this chat is unable to catch Sweden Strong here on the Marcy. He just fine to back himself out of there. And
Yeah. I mean,
Radiant's
killing
middle
solo is
tower
actually
is
pretty
under
big.
attack.
He was fourth around, 443 gold, and it just struck my eye that solo is almost the same net worth as Chris Luck, with 700 gold for Wind Ranger. So it is actually a really important kill, considering how far ahead Na'Vi is. If they actually manage to pick off either solo or heck even Sweden Strong, I think you're going to be very happy with just finding that bounce back here for Beast. But 4K lead for Na'Vi at 15 minutes in. Not the biggest in the world, but is significant enough at this point in the game to have a nice little spike here as V-Tune.
V-Tune caught that Gojira once again. Poor old Gojira just trying to farm himself towards that Blink Dagger, but is going to be going back to the graveyard for another 30 seconds. Not going to allow that Blink Dagger timing to come in clutch here for Gojira. With that, Na'Vi, they've smoked up again. Sweden Strong and Lace, they just want to keep going. What they got, they run right into Stinger, who has not realized yet the smoke was broken. He'll tank the gank at the very least for K1, but it's not a great feeling for him as it seems like they'll just keep going here, Na'Vi.
Dire's top tower is
No
under
supposed to
attack.
throw it onto the Bloodseeker, but they'll take all the fun. And all this catch-up farm, it's just so important for the Pos 1 Bloodseeker when he's just this far behind. But he's not going to be able to get it. It's all taken away by Na'Vi.
Needs a cloud.
Yep. They're not allowing any openings here for Beast Coast. 5k lead is still maintained. Mailtrip's back up for Chris Luck. He does have a play. I think he's trying to hold on to the beacon. That is get the rupture on Sweden strong.
Is there.
Yeah.
Illuminate gonna fly through. Very nice blinding light there with no one. And it's just not hard to kill a Timbersaw off when you've got a Coddle. And it's not like he's got any kind of magical defense. Nothing there for him. Like they go for more now. They've seen Zinger. They know K1's around as well. The reaction is just not fast enough to K1. He's still trying to run, but no one is right behind. Into the Illuminate. K1 barely surviving, but not for long. The Spirit will prove to be more than enough. They even found Chris Luck.
Wind Rager?
Na'Vi, this is what I was kind of talking about during the draft, John. They get a lead like this, they'll just run you down.
Yeah, they've got the
Dire's
openings they
middle tower
wanted.
is under
I mean, you
attack.
said it's not too hard to kill Timbersaw. It was surprisingly hard to kill Sweden Strong. He doesn't even die, but they commit the rupture, and
Radiant's top tower
he
is
literally
under
just
attack.
ran. Hand of God to heal him up. And the sustain is just too much coming out from Na'Vi, and Beast Coast really needs to play with their combo.
We should just kind of underestimating Gojira and Whisper getting just melted in the mid lane. Just small mistakes like that that I feel like Na'Vi just don't need to make. You know, you don't need to be farming that deep in the C2 rather than the C2 mid tower. Now the Marcy's gone as well. Suddenly Gojira with this blink. This tiny. Yeah, Na'Vi. I mean, they just gave 1k gold back the way of Beast Coast.
Where did I go?
Yeah, it's pretty massive, those 2 kills. Just a bit reckless. I'm not expecting Gojira to actually have that blink up and running now. So you have more play on Beast Coast end. You still are fairly strong on Whisper as long as he survives through. He is working towards a BKB here, Mike, to survive that magical output. They are going for the smoke play now. See if Gojira finds even more of that blink, but no one's up there. Instead, they're eyeing K1 up top.
They are K1 in trouble. It's just gonna get bursted down. I mean, there's just no chance.
I score.
Poor man's trying to farm his BKB up, but quite a while away from it. And till he has that BKB, they are just going to continue torturing this man. The rest of Beast Coast, they have smoked up to try and force something, but there's nothing around here to force. It's just going to get started. Na'Vi, they know there's no contest right now.
Does look like Beast Coast might have a rough idea. Power Shot
Is
will
under attack.
figure it out, but
Radiant's top
they're
tower
very
is under
reliant on
attack.
just having a jump in from Gojira. He has to get the angle perfect here if they want to test.
Try soon. Power Shot will give a bit of vision, but with the Wukong's command down, it's looking a little bit too risky. You're a thorn under the left, he cops the bout. No messing around. Very, very hard skill to try and go for as they'll happily take the Aegis and the Roshan and the Life of the Tiny. Into the Radiant Triangle they go. Again, there's just nothing to stop them. John, keep in mind, we haven't really seen a big push coming out yet with this chat. Like, nothing's happened with Solo yet. He's just...
Yeah, he's just been more than satisfied farming. He's got the raid packed up, he's got the mech up and running. He's pretty damn fat as a Chen, considering he's been AFK farming. And you know, his contribution in these teamfights so far, Mike, has just been pressing R. Right? Like, we don't even see the creep micro all too often. It's really just coming in, hand of God, alright, you're good, I'm back to farming. And there's been no punishment. That's a sign of concern. When a Chen can just AFK farm the jungle, you know you've got a few issues there.
You do. Not gonna be another smoke out, or they're gonna see Chris Luck here. Go for him though. Maybe they haven't seen him. See? Running the Stinger. We'll see him, but the early primal spring out from V-Tune and it kind of just went the wrong way. Well, bottom lane, no one. He's going to show up and has done the whip spot. Ethereal Blade is up as well, but a nice TP attempt is not going to matter. Sweet and strong. But the Aether Lens up, so he's got just huge range on the dispos, and picking off the timber as now K1 has been spotted by V-Tune into the boundless strike. No way out for the Sunseeker. There's nothing he can do.
I see your liver and
It's his play options. He just needs to farm for that PKV. Until then, you really can't do much. Navi still has really good control of the map here.
Around focus fire, but Sweet and strong. He is quite strong at the moment. He just
Radiant's middle
give a
tower
crap.
is under attack.
The power shot was much scarier than the actual focus fire was, but no one just going to keep healing up Sweet and strong throughout all this.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
T2 bottom mid T2 tower. Now, and just take it down. Navi, no contest again.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, I think Beast Coast does understand their lineup isn't quite ready to play. I mean, their kind of desperation play is still Rupture Tossback, so you can still play with the Blink of Gojira. Speaking of, he's caught up, but does blink away.
Down the front to cancel the TP there. Another smoke out though, Navi just letting off the pressure. This luck. Smoke broken on Sweet and Strong. Chris Luck is going to show himself, but a quick rebound out. 100% confident he's alone right now, and he isn't. Gojira is around to help out if necessary, though Sweet and Strong still for a way back into this, I think, as Chris Luck. He's just lasted way too long here. What has he? BKB is out. Gojira. They're posturing aggressively here,
Under attack.
Beast Coast, but
Dire are scanning.
they're not really going for any kind of fights. Kind of like they're just accepting the fact that one of them's going to die every time, but I just felt like there was no necessity for either one to stay there.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world to lose out in the Tiny, though. I think you're fairly satisfied you're not losing Hector. Just getting some room to farm. BKB's almost done. That could be the turning point for the Bloodseeker. You can start to take more forward positions, start to force out some better fights. You can even start to consider that Rupture Tossback. Navi aren't really scared. Again, they're just playing bot jungle. Probably just looking for another tier 2. They've got the outpost down bot. And I mean, they've got this really farmed up Monkey King and a really farmed up Keeper of the Light. So you really don't have too much to worry about yet. I mean, there is a drop-off point for the Kotl. Maybe once some more BKBs come in, that could be it, as Beast Coast will try to play with that fresh BKB.
Straight here, bump in, Whisper, exposes there, hold down for a little bit as the Avalanche is there to try and help out, but Sweet Strong still tanking through, but eventually does finally end up dropping as Whisper. BKB TP, but now they want the team fight. Right back to there though, from this master to rejoin a Stinger, dropping way too low, gonna try for a TP attempt out, but won't make it. Not on the Dazzle. Here comes that Marcy once again. Gojira, he'll be the focus target, does go down. Navi, it might just force high ground out of this. You are playing with a Chen. You definitely got the push. Poses there, Sweet and Strong. Pick up me on the Chris Luck. It's BKB's there. Chris Luck will survive. In fact, that was a tieback. Onto Sweet and Strong now. They won. It's alright. So Beast Coast, they are holding high ground.
Managed to hold back successfully. They were forced to buy back in Gojira. So no tiny buyback, and Aegis did expire for Navi. You might have not noticed how low it had left, so not going to be able to fully commit. But they could just wait out the next rush. They are circling around the triangle again, though.
One, he spotted. Imperial Blade and Illuminate does fly through, and the Spirit Vessel have enough. Not quite. No way. Enough heal to keep him alive. And Beast Coast not out of this game yet. Still trying to find a way to push forward and get back into this game number 2.
Yeah, I mean, they're inching towards the point where K1 is going to be fairly relevant, although I say that it's pretty dire straits when your Bloodseeker's below the level for your Sport Tiny, and you saw that as well. Gojira's 15.
Yeah.
K1 and Chris Luck are 14. How did Gojira get all these levels? He's been dying.
I think he just spent so much time farming that blink. And yeah, maybe the tubes. Bot lane, Whisper. BKB TP away. Is going to make it. Gojira. He was spotted there by Lace, but the chase was on. Gojira, he's hanging around for a long time here on that Tiny. Very confidently, but he's going to get the vision down now onto that Tiny, and a sweet and strong trying for the jump in, but a quick flick out from the Tiny is going to be enough to get him out of there. Another smoke out, Na'Vi. Not done yet, not a bit more, and they're going to find K1. Perfect scan out here as Vincere. Primal springs the wrong way again, but K1, he's going to BKB up and trying to fight this. DP out with the BKB, and he is going to make it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Not some stun to lock him down, but really just burst him down, and with that, he's going to be fine.
A little BKB charge for an escape. Big tool to lose, down to 7 seconds now. Are trying to clear out the ancient army you have in solo. You at least find a couple of creeps for their trouble. You have to admire with the Chen as well that just by a shard you can pick up all the ancients you want. You don't need a stupid Helm of the Overlord. You just need 1,400 gold here, Mikey.
Sounds very balanced to me, John. Very, very balanced indeed. And to be fair, again, Solo, I mean, he's just been, it feels like he's been farming all game, right? Like, he's just, he hasn't really gotten that involved yet. And like you mentioned it, he gets a few auras, he presses R, he's happy with that. That's his job.
Pretty much. And it has been impactful enough. And it's a couple times to see some of his creeps can get some good plays out. Na'Vi in a good position to take that next rush, 5 seconds away. Are just kind of set up for it really nicely. They've got the flying heartbeat creep here as well to get some vision out. The Roshan is up. They should have a good idea to kind of get control and just kind of line up for the high ground. They haven't made any inways on the map since taking that tier 2 bot, so Beast Coast, all things considered, have played this game well enough to stall out more. You're not losing any further map control. Build-up is coming out for Hector, and
well, there goes Gojira. They found the Tiny once again. Can't really blame him. It's kind of hard to survive.
It is. It almost feels like a horror game. Right? If Na'Vi just shows up, you're kind of dead. If this speedy old man, as he called him, shows up, I would like to say Speedy Senior, because it's all it sounds much more fun. Is Speedy Senior even appropriate? Can I call, you know, he is a very speedy senior, to be fair, right? He is.
John, I don't know what you're thinking of that might be inappropriate, but I'd like you to get your mind wherever, get it out of there, John. Wherever it is, just get it out. K1, well, he's going to get out of here too, John, but look, there's no chance of that happening. He's going to spot. Spot. He finds to walk out, but they've had enough. It looks like they might try for Roshan instead. Shard and Aegis are up, but they should have a look around here. Vincere. Take the Roshan pit. We'll spot it out, and be another Roshan to go the way of Na'Vi. This time Beast Coast. Wait for the Roshan pit.
You know, I didn't realize one of these ancients has a CDR reduction, cooldown reduction aura. I did not realize. Yeah, 10% for everyone. That's super fun. Absolutely.
I guess it's not too bad. It's only 10%, you know? It's the whole.
It is good, right? Like that's the entire team. That's really damn good, and CDR is stacked. So if someone has an off-screen, oh, you better hope your Chen's gonna pick up that tasty treat for you.
Here we go again. The fight to break out. Sweet and Strong is there on the Wind Ranger, and well, looks like that's already one gone. The Chris Luck is going to BKB up and try to survive through it and barely make it out, but now he's stuck with RB knowing this. Might keep straight forward onto Whisper this time around. They want the Timber, but Vincere is dropping rather low, but they've already found K1 on the Bloodseek. He's just gone onto the Tiny. Now Gojira, no way of surviving. He's going to drop to the boot, and Na'Vi certainly looking at high ground now. They do move in. They found Chris Luck once again. no BKB available this time around, and with the shallow grave.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Once they go to the T3 tower, see how fast Na'Vi can pull up.
Doesn't feel like it's going to take too long. And high ground defense of Beast Coast just isn't that amazing. They're kind of lacking wide team fight control. They're still sort of reliant on just rupturing a target, just waiting to blink. And Navi realize that, just go straight.
Here we go, Castle's gone. Stinger is trying to get a little bit closer, maybe a poison sting, but is going to get punished for it as Na'Vi. That tier 3 tower. Nice throws down from Sweden strong, and now the jump from Gojira for K1. Look at this man, Mel. He'll be heavy up and trying to force the fight. But he's going to go back to the fountain. Like, he might not even make it. Oh, wait. It's getting worse. GG is cold. They've had enough. A messy game here for Beast Coast. Well, for Na'Vi, John, it was a rather clean affair from the entire end. I don't think it was really too tough for them whatsoever. They had to lead the whole time.
Clean on Na'Vi this time around. They have a much more active core for Vichin to play on in comparison to his AM. So they had this Monkey King that was willing to show up, that was willing to make plays. And I think the big issue for Beast Coast was one, Timbersaw, Whisper loves his Tim. He's one of